I found the pill bottle in the kitchen trash, my antidepressants, the ones I'd been taking for 2 years, dumped out among coffee grounds. Mom stood by the counter, scrolling through her phone. "Those are my prescribed medications," I said, keeping my voice level. "Oh, those?" She didn't look up. "Yeah," I threw them out. "Depression is fake news. Just another way for pharmaceutical companies to make money." My sister walked in and saw the bottle in my hand. "Are you seriously going to make a scene about this? They're prescribed by my psychiatrist." Mom finally looked at me. "You need to just be happy. Stop looking for excuses." My father came in from the living room. "What's going on?" "She's upset because I threw out her pills," Mom said. Dad shrugged. "Your mother has a point. When I was your age, we didn't have all these diagnoses." My brother appeared in the doorway. "The whole depression thing is getting old. We're all stressed. We don't need medication for it." They all started talking at once. "Depression isn't real. Just be happy. Stop being dramatic. You're too sensitive." I stood there holding the empty bottle. Said nothing. Just listened to them dismiss a condition that had nearly killed me 3 years ago. A condition I'd spent years learning to manage with therapy, medication, and enormous effort. When they finished, I set the bottle on the counter. "I need to go," I said quietly. "Don't be like that," Mom said. "We're trying to help you." I left without responding, drove to the pharmacy, paid out of pocket for an emergency refill, and went home to my apartment. That was 6 weeks ago. I hadn't spoken to any of them since. The depression had started in college. Not sadness, clinical depression, the kind where getting out of bed required enormous effort, where the thought of existing felt exhausting. I'd hidden it for 2 years. Then one night, standing on my balcony, I'd seriously considered whether dying would be easier. That scared me enough to call the campus counseling center. The diagnosis was major depressive disorder, chemical imbalance, genetic factors, a real medical condition requiring real treatment. I'd started medication and therapy. Slowly, over months, I'd gotten better, functional, able to work, maintain relationships, and find genuine joy. The medication made it possible. I told my family after 6 months of treatment, thinking they'd be relieved. Instead, "Everyone gets sad sometimes. Have you tried just exercising?" Medication is a crutch. I'd learned not to discuss it with them, kept my mental health private, built a life that worked despite their lack of understanding, until Mom decided to throw my medication away, until they all gathered in that kitchen to tell me my diagnosed medical condition was fake news. I'd gone back to my apartment that day and made some decisions about boundaries, about family, about what I was willing to accept. 2 weeks after the medication incident, I received a call from my mother. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. "Hey, it's Mom. Listen, Dad needs surgery. His knee replacement, remember? The one he's been putting off? Insurance approved it, but we need to take out a medical loan for the deductible and copays. $25,000. Remember when we helped you with your student loans? Well, we need you to co-sign this medical loan. Your credit score is better than ours, and the bank needs a co-signer with good credit. Call me back." I deleted the voicemail without responding. She called again the next day, and the day after that. My sister sent texts. My brother left messages, all saying the same thing. "Dad needs surgery. We need you to co-sign the loan. It's just a formality. Your credit score helps us get better rates." I ignored all of them. What they didn't know was that I'd already co-signed something for them. 2 years ago, when Dad's business hit rough times, he asked me to co-sign a business loan, $50,000. I'd agreed because we were family. The loan was still active. I was still on the hook if Dad defaulted. I'd learned about co-signing the hard way afterward. As co-signer, I was equally responsible for the debt. If he missed payments, it affected my credit. So when requests for co-signing the medical loan started, I understood exactly what they were asking. Another $25,000 in debt attached to my name. I didn't respond to any of the calls or messages. 3 weeks after the first call, a letter arrived at my apartment from the bank addressed to me as co-signer on my father's business loan. Notice of payment default. This letter is to inform you that the primary borrower has missed 2 consecutive payments on the loan you co-signed. As co-signer, you are now responsible for making these payments. Total amount due, $8,400. Please remit payment within 30 days to avoid further credit consequences. I read the letter twice. Dad had missed 2 payments on the business loan, the one I co-signed, the one I was legally obligated to pay if he didn't. I called the bank. "This is about the notice I received regarding loan account ending in 4782. The representative pulled up the account. Yes, Ms. Peterson. The primary borrower has missed August and September payments. As co-signer, the obligation transfers to you. What happens if I don't pay? It will negatively impact your credit score, late payment marks, potential collections activity. The bank may pursue legal action to recover the debt. And if I do pay, what are my options regarding the co-signature? You can request to be removed as co-signer, but the primary borrower would need to refinance the loan without you. Given that they're currently in default, refinancing would be difficult. Most lenders wouldn't approve a loan for someone who's missed multiple payments. What if the loan was paid off entirely? Would that end my obligation? Yes. If the full loan balance is paid, the loan closes and all obligations end. What's the current balance? $42,000. I thanked her and hung up. Sat in my apartment thinking about numbers, obligations, family. I could pay the $42,000. I had it. Years of careful saving, good investments, living below my means. I could write a check and be free of the co-signed loan. But that would mean bailing out my father, the same father who'd stood in that kitchen and dismissed my depression as fake news. Who'd supported my mother when she threw away my medication? Who'd missed loan payments while asking me to co-sign another loan? I made a decision. I didn't pay the defaulted amount. Instead, I sent a certified letter to my parents' address. I received notification that the business loan I co-signed has gone into default. I am informing you that I will not be making the payments on your behalf. You have 30 days to bring the loan current, or the default will proceed. Additionally, I will not be co-signing any additional loans for you, including the medical loan you've requested. These decisions are final. I sent the letter and waited. My phone exploded 2 days later. Calls from everyone. Mom, Dad, my siblings, even my aunt. All variations of panic and anger. I didn't answer any of them. Finally, my father showed up at my apartment building. The doorman called up. Tell him I'm not available, I said. He says it's an emergency. About a loan. Not available. Dad apparently waited in the lobby for 3 hours. I watched from my window as he finally left. That evening, my mother sent an email. How can you do this to your father? He needs surgery. He's in pain. The business had some setbacks, but we're getting back on track. We need you to help us. Your family. This is what family does. I replied with one line. Family doesn't throw away prescribed medication and call mental illness fake news. The next morning, the certified mail arrived, the one they've been waiting for. The medical loan papers requiring my signature as co-signer. I opened the envelope and read through the loan agreement. $25,000 for Dad's knee surgery, deductibles, copays, post-operative care. Interest rate of 8%. 5-year repayment term. My signature required as co-signer due to my credit score and income verification. There was a note paperclip to the front in Mom's handwriting. Jessica, please sign these and send them back. Dad's surgery is scheduled for 3 weeks from now. We can't afford it without the loan, and the bank won't approve it without your signature. I know we had a disagreement about your medication, but that's in the past. This is about your father's health. Please. I set the papers on my desk. Didn't sign them. 2 days later, the bank called. Miss Peterson, this is First National regarding the medical loan application for James Peterson. We're waiting for your co-signer signature. The loan has been conditionally approved pending your signature. Can you come into the branch to complete the paperwork? I've decided not to co-sign that loan, I said. Pause. I see. May I ask why? The application shows you as a willing co-signer. My circumstances have changed. I'm not willing to take on additional financial obligations at this time. Understood. I'll update the application status. Without a co-signer, the applicants don't qualify for the loan based on their credit and income. I understand. I should mention that Mr. Peterson has an existing loan with us that's currently in default. That's also impacting his ability to get approved. If that loan isn't brought current within 30 days, it will significantly damage both his credit and yours as co-signer. I'm aware. Thank you for the information. I hung up. Within an hour, my phone started ringing again. I let them all go to voicemail and listened to the messages later that night. Dad, you're killing me. Literally killing me. I need this surgery. The pain is unbearable. How can you do this? Mom, what happened to you? You used to be such a caring person. Now you're willing to let your father suffer because of some pills? This is insane. My brother. Everyone's talking about how selfish you're being. Dad needs surgery, and you're holding it hostage over some drama about medication. Grow up. My sister. I don't even know you anymore. Family helps family. But apparently that doesn't apply to you. I deleted all the messages. 3 days later, my mother called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered by accident. Finally, Jessica, we need to talk. There's nothing to discuss. Yes, there is. Your father's surgery, the loan. You're being unreasonable. I'm being unreasonable? You threw away my prescribed medication. You call my diagnosed medical condition fake news. You all stood there and mocked me for having depression. And now you want me to co-sign a $25,000 loan. That was a misunderstanding. I was trying to help you. I thought if you stopped depending on medication. You don't get to decide my treatment. You're not my doctor. You have no medical training. And you endangered my health because you decided you knew better. But this is different. This is about your father's surgery. It's not different. You want me to take financial responsibility for your medical care after you destroyed my medical treatment. You want me to trust you with my credit after you showed complete disregard for my health. So you're going to let him suffer? Let him stay in pain? He can have the surgery. You just need to pay for it yourselves. Get a different cosigner. Save the money. Figure it out the way I had to figure out how to pay for emergency medication after you threw mine away. We can't afford it without the loan. Then maybe you shouldn't have missed payments on the business loan I co-signed, the one that's currently in default, the one that's about to destroy my credit because Dad couldn't manage his finances. Silence. You know about that. The bank sent me a notice. As co-signer, I'm legally responsible. $8,000 in missed payments, $42,000 still owed, and you want me to co-sign another loan while you're defaulting on the first one? The business had some problems. We're fixing it. By asking me to take on more debt? No. Here's what's going to happen. You have 30 days to bring that business loan current. If you don't, I'm paying off the full balance myself and then suing you to recover it. Either way, I'm getting my name off that loan. You can't just. And I'm not co-signing anything else. Not the medical loan, not any future loans, nothing. You want to call depression fake news? Fine, but you don't get to then ask me to trust you with my financial future. But the surgery. Find another way. I'm done. I hung up. The next week, I paid off the business loan, all $42,000. Wiped the debt clean. Removed my name from the obligation. Sent my parents a letter informing them I'd be pursuing legal action to recover the funds. My attorney sent them a payment plan. They could repay me over 5 years at a reasonable interest rate, or I could take them to court. They chose the payment plan. Dad's surgery got postponed. Last I heard, they were saving money, trying to qualify for a different loan, possibly looking into payment plans with the hospital. I don't know the details. I don't ask. We don't speak. My cousin called once, trying to mediate. They're your parents. This is harsh. They threw away my medication and called my mental illness fake news, I said, while asking me to co-sign loans they can't afford to repay. That's harsh. I still take my antidepressants, still see my therapist, still manage my depression with the tools that work, without my family's input or approval. Sometimes the cost of protecting your health is losing people who don't respect it. Sometimes understanding comes too late to matter. They understand now. They understand that the person they dismissed has the financial stability they need. They understand that actions have consequences. They understand that you can't throw someone's medicine away and then ask them to sign loan papers. But understanding doesn't undo what was done, and it doesn't obligate me to forgive it. Depression isn't fake news, but their concern for my well-being? That turned out to be fiction all along.